SpaceX has taken another major step forward with Starship, and this latest test flight delivered some of the biggest milestones the program has achieved so far. Launching from Starbase in South Texas on July 24, 2026, the massive rocket successfully completed a series of critical objectives before the upper stage made a controlled splashdown in the Indian Ocean. Unlike previous test flights that ended with explosions or vehicles breaking apart, this time the ship remained intact and even floated on the water after landing, marking a huge moment for the program. The launch finally got underway at 6:51 p.m. Eastern, after weather delays and an earlier engine abort, powered by 33 Raptor engines. The enormous Starship stack lifted off with incredible force. Soon after leaving the launch pad, the Super Heavy booster separated from the upper stage and began its return toward the Gulf of Mexico. The booster's landing didn't go exactly as planned. It was supposed to relight 13 engines for its landing burn, but only 5 came back to life. That meant it hit the water much harder and faster than expected, and the onboard cameras went dark immediately after impact. Even so, the booster completed valuable test objectives, and SpaceX will study the results to improve future flights. Meanwhile, the upper stage continued its mission. About 18 minutes after launch, the payload bay doors opened and Starship deployed 20 new Starlink version 3 satellites using its unique PEZ-style dispenser. These upgraded satellites feature larger solar panels, improved laser communication systems, and are designed to handle far more data than earlier versions. All 20 satellites deployed successfully. Since this was a suborbital mission, they were expected to re-enter Earth's atmosphere and burn up after completing the test. The mission wasn't over yet. One of Starship's Raptor engines restarted successfully while in the vacuum of space, another major achievement. Restarting engines in space is essential for future missions that will need to change orbit, perform precise maneuvers, or prepare for landings on destinations like the Moon and eventually Mars. This successful demonstration checks off another important requirement for those future missions. As Starship headed back toward Earth, it faced the intense heat of re-entry. Plasma surrounded the vehicle, but the heat shield protected it, while onboard cameras continued sending back stunning live views. After passing through the hottest part of the descent, the spacecraft performed its landing sequence, firing 3 engines, then 2, and finally 1 to slow itself for a controlled splashdown in the Indian Ocean, northwest of Australia. About 1 hour and 5 minutes after launch, Starship touched down on the ocean. After landing, it tipped onto its side but stayed afloat while continuing to transmit valuable data. A small fire briefly appeared near the nose due to leftover propellant before burning itself out. Drone footage later showed the giant stainless steel spacecraft calmly floating on the waves, providing engineers with an unprecedented opportunity to study the vehicle after a complete mission. This flight proved that Starship is steadily moving closer to becoming a fully reusable spacecraft. From deploying satellites and restarting an engine in space to surviving re-entry and remaining intact after splashdown, the mission demonstrated significant progress toward the long-term goal of sending people and cargo to the Moon, Mars, and beyond.